Madison, South Dakota woman is hitting the soggy ground running as she takes over as leader of thousands of Lutherans across the state. Just days after Constanza Hagmeyer was installed as the new bishop of the South Dakota Synod of the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America, her neighbors in Madison were hit by devastating flooding. As Perry Groten reports in tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, now the bishop is using her new position of leadership to reach out to all people struggling physically, emotionally, and spiritually with the toll that flooding has been taking.
Constanza Hagmeyer is a firm believer in the restoring waters of baptism, but she also knows about the destructive power of floodwaters.
That's the reminder that God sets into my life. He says, just remember, this is bigger than you sometimes think you can handle, but I'm in all of this. In a kind of biblical deluge, Hagmeyer's neighborhood in Madison was overwhelmed by flooding. Her home escaped the worst of it. In our family, we lost electricity like so many in our community, but we never were affected by the waters up to this point. Hagmeyer's heart goes out to the people dealing with flooding, not just her neighbors in Madison, but for all communities struggling with the high water. People are grappling to make sense of it, and where is God in the midst of all of this?
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Just days before the flood, Hagmeyer was in the midst of flowing robes during a solemn ceremony installing her as the new bishop of the South Dakota Synod of the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America. Hagmeyer says she's humbled by the new responsibilities she's taking on as leader of more than 200 congregations across the state. So I approach this with a good dose of humbleness and gratefulness to be called to partner with the people of the South Dakota Synod that already do ministry on the ground. Hagmeyer served as a pastor at Trinity Lutheran Church in Madison before being elected to her 6-year term as bishop. She's a native of Germany who first came to South Dakota as an exchange student at Brandon Valley High School. Hagmeyer became a naturalized citizen in 2006. My husband jokes that actually I was born in the wrong country. I should have been born in South Dakota. Because he says, there's no way anybody can love this place that much as you do. As a parish pastor, Hagmeyer says her first instinct when natural disaster struck was to be on the front lines and help with tasks such as sandbagging. But now that she's bishop, she has to outsource those duties to members of the individual congregations across South Dakota. Now I have to figure out a new way as the bishop of the South Dakota Synod how I can be present in the midst of the lives of the people that I have been called to serve. And yes, I truly still wrestle with this. The South Dakota Synod's office in Sioux Falls has become a kind of clearinghouse for flood-related calls.
Well, we're hearing from some of the folks that the rain and flooding has been affecting their churches and their congregations and some of their homes and parsonages as well. And we want them just to know that we're here for them.
Hagmeyer says that kind of assurance of being there for a neighbor in need makes all the difference. It's a calling, she says, all South Dakotans should answer by being present in the midst of despair, by sharing their burdens, and bringing hope with a helping hand. Whether you shop vacuum or the water out of their basement or a sandbag or share a conversation or just give them a listening ear and say, you know what, I don't know what to say to you, but here I am. All of that is grounded in the baptismal waters. With Eye on KELOLAND, I'm Perry Groten.
Hagmeyer has also been sharing words of encouragement over social media and directing people to important resources such as the Helpline Center and Lutheran Social Services. We have links to both of their websites as well as the South Dakota Synod's website in this story at KELOLAND.com.